Ever feel like you're walking into a horror movie? Like you missed the first 15 minutes where they explain everything?
Hmm.
That's kind of Chris Redfield's life in these pasted text logs.
Oh, tell me about it. The guy's a magnet for trouble.
Right. He's STRS, the best of the best. But even he's got to wonder what he signed up for. Imagine, you're sent to investigate some murders, right?
And not just any murders. These police reports. Downright bizarre.
Families attacked, bodies messed up, to put it mildly, like something tore through there.
What grabs you right away is the mystery. Just like Chris, we're thrown into this creepy scenario, bits and pieces of info swirling around.
Whispers about those woods, the Arklay Mountains, like something wicked's brewing. Gives me chills just thinking about it.
Oh, it's masterfully done. That slow build of dread, textbook horror, and it ramps up big time when Bravo team goes silent.
Poof. Gone. Last anyone heard, they were on the trail of those murders Chris is looking into. So they send in the Alpha team, Chris included, to figure out what's what.
And let's just say what they find at that crash site. It ain't pretty. Redefines bad day, for sure.
Understatement of the year. Poor Joseph, finding his remains like that.
Those Cerberus dogs. Savage doesn't even begin to describe it. This isn't just some wild animal attack. You can tell just from that scene. Something's different about these things.
Yeah, you see it through his eyes in those last moments. Pure terror. And get this, their escape route, the helicopter. Trashed. Stranded. Can you imagine?
At this point, they probably still think it's some isolated incident, right? Little do they know.
Talk about a rude awakening. Their training, everything they thought they knew, out the window. Who's prepared for that?
Nobody. And that's what makes that mansion so damn creepy when they stumble across it. Think about it. They're running for their lives, adrenaline pumping.
And boom, this gothic monstrosity emerges from the fog, talking about an image, right? All dark wood, spooky architecture. Bet they were hoping for a vampire at that point.
Anything but what actually greeted them. Giant snake, anyone.
Oh, yawn. Don't remind me. You go from mutated dogs, which is bad enough, to that thing.
Yeah.
Safe haven. Yeah, right?
Mansion's screaming death trap at that point, and you hit the nail on the head. It's practically its own character, full of secrets, hiding places, and things that want to eat you.
And it's smack dab in the middle of all this that we meet Rebecca. Rookie, fresh out of the academy, but her knowledge of chemistry. Lifesaver, literally.
Talk about being in the right place at the right time, huh? Chris lucked out big time having her on the team.
Seriously. Whip smart, resourceful. I'd want her by my side in a zombie apocalypse, that's for sure. Speaking of which, depending on how you play it, you might find Rebecca holed up safe and sound. Or tending to Richard Aiken.
Richard, poor guy. Let's just say things don't end well for everyone.
Nope, not in this neck of the woods. It really makes you think. Those choices you make in the game, they have weight. Like, do you try to save him, knowing every second counts? Or prioritize getting yourself and Rebecca out alive?
Exactly. Tough calls, life or death, right there in the mansion. And that's the genius of it. Gets you invested. And speaking of close calls, gotta ask. Remember that bite Chris got from Jan? Tongues out. Giant snakes. They don't mess around.
It's a good thing Rebecca's got a knack for first aid. Who knew the rookie would be patching up the veteran?
Just goes to show, right? Teamwork makes the dream work. Alone, Chris is pushing daisies. With her, fighting chance.
Makes you wonder what kind of survival buddy you'd be. But amidst all that, Chris finds a broken radio.
The lifeline. More reliable than cell service in a zombie apocalypse, am I right?
No kidding. Suddenly they're not so alone. Brad Vickers, their pilot, he's out there somewhere circling the city. Low on fuel, though, so there's that.
Talk about a rock in a hard place. Stuck up there, watching things go sideways below. I'd be hitting the emergency stash of snacks, that's for sure.
Oh, for sure. But for Chris, it's a glimmer of hope. Someone knows they're alive. Speaking of which, he finally bumps into Wesker again, right? In that guardhouse. Still no sign of Jill, though.
And something about Wesker just sets off alarm bells. You know how some people can be too calm, like unnervingly calm?
Oh, yeah. He's got that whole I'm 3 steps ahead of you vibe, but in a good way. More like I'm going to betray you and enjoy every second of its way.
The way they write him, it's brilliant. You just know something's off. Every word out of his mouth, you're questioning his motives. Deliciously suspicious.
And then it hits you like a ton of bricks. Chris is busy unlocking the mansion, trying to find Jill, looking for a way out. But then in that courtyard...
Hunters, am I right?
Oh, yeah. The gloves are off at that point.
Yeah.
Those things are straight out of nightmares. Fast, deadly, those blades. No thanks.
They don't mess around, that's for sure. It's like, okay, we got mutated dogs, giant snake, what's next? Bam. Super speed slashers.
And it's then Surrounded by those things, that Chris finds proof, hard proof. Umbrella is behind this mess.
The documents, right? The slides, the research. Chilling stuff. Goes from shady corporation to, oh my God, they made these things real quick.
Yeah, somebody was busy in that R&D department, and just when you think you've got it figured out, Wesker drops the bomb.
About time, right? The double agent reveal. Working for Umbrella all along. And the way he says it, so nonchalant.
Ice water in his veins, that one. No conscience, just ambition. But he doesn't stop there, does he? Oh no, he's got one more trick up his sleeve. The tyrant.
Talk about your worst nightmares coming to life. This thing is huge GE, muscle, rage. Umbrellas were playing God creation in all its glory.
Frankenstein's monster got an upgrade. And before Chris can even blink, Wesker sicks this thing on him. Talk about betrayal.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Remember those choices we talked about? Yeah, they come back in a big way.
Because depending on what you did, who you saved, how you played it, Rebecca might just be the cavalry arriving at that moment.
Talk about an entrance. Even in that gothic nightmare, there's a chance for things to go right. Or at least less wrong. Makes you think every little choice has a ripple effect, you know?
Talk about a tight spot, huh? Chris is staring down this tyrant thing. Wesker's decided he's better off as a supervillain. You'd think that'd be it, right? Game over.
Not our boy, Chris. He's got that STRS training. Plus, I think seeing your captain go rogue kind of lights a fire under you.
Oh, for sure. Survival instinct kicks in. Gotta get out, gotta warn the others, if there are any others left. But the tyrant, not exactly letting him walk away.
Like fighting a tank with anger management issues, but then just when things are looking their bleakest, that sound familiar, but you can't quite place it at first.
Almost like hope arriving in the nick of time.
Brad Vickers, swooping in low. Not with the helicopter, though, out of fuel, remember? But he makes one hell of a delivery.
Oh, yeah. Talk about an airdrop, rocket launcher right at Chris's feet. I bet he kissed the ground after that one.
Gotta love a pilot who keeps his promises. And you know what they say? Fight fire with fire. Or in this case, bioweapons with even bigger weapons.
Poetic justice, right?
Yeah.
Umbrella made this thing to cause chaos, and here it is, saving the day, or at least Chris's day. So he fires this thing.
And it's not exactly a quiet pew-pew moment, is it? More like a, the mansion's gonna need a new roof kind of explosion.
The tyrant goes down, but the fight's not over. Remember that whole mansion rigged to blow thing? Yeah, time's running out. Gotta get out fast. But who's coming with him?
And that, my friend, is the million-dollar question. This is where those choices you made, they really hit home. The pasted text, it branches here. Different endings depending on how you played.
Did you stick with Jill? Loyalty through and through.
Classic partnership, tested under fire. Or maybe Rebecca won you over. Her quick thinking, that whole we're in this together vibe.
A bond forged in the fires of a very messed up mansion. And then there's the everybody lives ending. Almost makes you believe in miracles, right?
Almost. But no matter what, one thing's for sure.
Yeah.
Chris Redfield, he ain't walking away unscathed. He's seen some stuff, man. Done some stuff.
Faced down his demons, both literal and metaphorical, and lived to tell the tale. But you gotta wonder, what about the others? The ones who didn't make it out.
The ones whose stories we'll never know. That's the thing about tragedies like Raccoon City. So many lives, all connected, and then, boom, gone.
It makes you think, right, about those ripples we were talking about. How one event, one choice, can have consequences you never see coming. The pasted text may end here, but the story, it stays with you.